seconds. 7, 8.
Yeah, I'm
9.
1 second ahead. Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So I am just right off the bat. Oh, sorry guys. So I'm Lotto. I casted the last 2 days with Todd as well. I play Night Elf, but I'm excited to be back here because Starshaped is one of my favorite elf players. Him and I talk not a lot, but a decent amount. We like to talk strategy with each other, and I'm really excited for this matchup because one of the matchups that we've been talking about a decent amount is Night Elf against Human, because kind of since this last patch, Night Elf is just terrible against Human. I'm sure Todd can tell you. Yeah, there's not really a good answer to like a sky push, and rifles just seem super duper strong. They also have
Night
an
Elf's
option
amazing.
to
I don't know
expand.
what you're talking about.
They also have the option to expand. So, but even if they don't want to expand, rifles are still really strong. But Starshaped has, along with me, we've been having some success going triple hero mountain giants. So the fact that game 1 loaded onto this map with the health fountains. I talked about this a little bit yesterday about how the health fountains cater to mountain giants. I really hope we see some mountain giants this game, and I expect to see maybe KOTG Alchemist Nago or KOTG Alchemist. He was talking about even using Priestess. I kind of disagree with him on using Priestess third, and going kind of 4 to 5 archers at tier 1 into double lore mountain giants, and essentially you just mass mountain giants. Now, that all depends on what the Human is doing, but mountain giants with triple hero and Orb of Venom seems to be a pretty good answer to what humans tend to be throwing at Night Elf in this current meta. So I'm kind of interested to see if he does that in these games.
Hey, by the way, guys, let me know about the levels, because Lado is kind of loud for me, so just want to make sure it's like well balanced between all of like the game sound, my voice, and Lado's voice. Nobody has said anything so far, so I would assume it's fine, but just in case.
Bisha says Lotto's fine. No, not too loud. All right, thanks, guys.
Huntress Soul on the way now for Starshaped.
That's kind of an early. That's definitely an early Huntress Hall, especially for the strategy that I was talking about. Okay, no, and we do see a proxy Ancient Allure. Starshaped is going all in. So when you do this strategy, you're expecting the Human to fast expand. And this is the hard counter to a fast expanding Human, having this lore positioned on the right-hand side of the map.
Ancient of War, not lore.
Yeah. Oh, Ancient War, sorry. Ancient War on the right-hand side. When the Human doesn't fast expand, it kind of feels bad doing this, because if the Human is just creeping level 3, Human's counter to Huntresses is basically having a level 3 level 3 Archmage with access to level 2 Water Elemental. So, and once they have that level 2 Water Elemental, it doesn't matter how many Huntresses you have. It takes like 1 level 2 Water Elemental will kill like 7 Huntresses. It just feels bad fighting it. You got to bring that, and then of course the count, like the rock paper scissors that Warcraft is. You got to bring wisps into the fight to detonate those Water Elementals.
And then they're gonna detonate all the Water Elementals and give like level 6 to the Keeper.
Yeah.
I mean, since we're exaggerating, you know, like you said, the Water Elemental was gonna kill 7 Huntresses, so, and then he's gonna use Tranquility, and then nothing's gonna die. And then Night Elf's gonna dominate yet again, because they're the race that won the most prize money in the history of the game anyway, with Moon at the top. Yeah, what's up now? You wanna be biased? Let's be biased.
Just not since 1.31, that's all.
Yeah, well,
all right, so Deathnote is doing a really good job creeping, actually. That Arcane Tower is going up at a pretty decent time. It's a little bit late. He's going to lose 4 peasants, it looks like, which is definitely more than he's hoping to lose. But that Keeper is now out of mana, meaning that Keeper is basically a big archer. And Deathnote is just basically hard creeping, trying to get that level 3. Getting that level 2 Water Elemental, and like as we mentioned, it is the counter to those Huntresses.
Yeah, this plays in Starshaped's position a lot more, I think, in his favor for sure. I think because he's massing units here, like he just wrecked the economy of Deathnote pretty heavily. Now Deathnote's only real threat is Water Elementals, but there is wisps all over the place.
True. Yeah, this is definitely kind of an all-in for Starshaped here. Where not yet, but it will be. And it looks like he's trying to do as much especially with this TP. So he's gonna TP back.
Our warriors have engaged.
And you know, he actually that's not a bad TP. He kind of wanted to TP in that position anyway, because it just makes it's going to make his impending, you know, 40 food hunt attack, which he is sitting at about 39 food right now, that much stronger. And we see him instantly detonating all those water elementals. If you look at Starshape's wood count, he has about 350 wood, so he doesn't really need that, especially if he's staying on tier 1. And I expect if he is going to go for a hard push here, that he's going to bring some more water elementals to detonate.
I see dead footmen.
Bring more wisps. Yes, and lots of entangles coming out. I wonder if he went level 2 treants or level 2 entangle. It's looking like level 2 entangle, because he used, I think, 2 or 3 entangles since his level up. Usually the skill that you're going to use is the skill that you level up. There's an argument to be made for treants or entangle.
I think in this game entangle, like, and that's many footmen, it's just like sure kills every time. And because he's kind of like wrecked his economy, it's not like there's going to be any priests with dispel anytime soon.
Yeah. We have, and if you check out the food count right now, Deathnote is in a pretty dire situation right now. Deathnote's sitting at 25 food with only 100 wood. He's at tier 2. He has his, he decided to switch to Mountain King. But he basically has 0 wood for tier 2 buildings. He queued up a Blood Mage for a half of a second. Then he decided to switch to Mountain King, which is kind of an interesting pick.
I don't know if he's gonna do much.
And you know what, Starshaped, I take it back. I thought this was going to kind of be an all-in and Starshaped was going to try and end the game, but if we look on the north side of the map, Starshaped is building a Tree of Life that will be used.
Well, I mean, it's... All-in is not the right word. It's a big commitment to just mass tier 1 for sure. But it worked out because Deathnote's creep route was like really weird and he underestimated the counter-attack on his side of the map, so he took a ton of damage.
That's a great way to put it. I agree. It's a great way to put it. Yeah, it's a strong commitment to gain a massive advantage, I'd say. And I think he was successful in doing that.
Yeah, I don't know, like... I think sometimes on this map, in certain matchups, like you creep the small camp on the bottom left, and then you go for the Murlocs on the other side of the map. But I feel like against Night Elf, it's not very good if Night Elf's playing very aggressive. Like ideally, you would have liked to have a footman out on the map that scouted this, right? That there was 2 Enchanter Fort, that there was tier 1 being massed, so that you can already get ready. You know, you can go for rifles early and stuff, but he didn't have that. And even if he did, that footman could have gotten entangled and killed, so... Now he's pulling the Ogre in the center of the map, trying to make something happen with that. The Ogre breaks out! He breaks free! He's not gonna be contained like this easily.
He broke free, but the AI was like disrupted. He started running away. It was almost like, it's kind of like when you do the pull of the Ogre with Hex. Have you seen that before?
Yeah.
Or you pull the big Ogre and then you Hex him and it like breaks his AI chain or something. And you can like pull the Ogre all the way back into your base with Hex. It's really weird. I think like Focus and Lynn have done it before. It's a strange interaction, but I've never seen that happen with Mountain King before. That was really, really bizarre. Usually it tries to run back to the mine, but it tried to run south instead.
Yeah, this is a little bit weird and awkward now because Starshaped has got a tree ready on the other side to expand, but he has no units there. I think he wants to steal like 1 or 2 camps. I think he knows that there is no dispel available yet for Deathnote, so he wanted to capitalize by being aggressive before that finally kicks in.
He's trying to make use of these hunts while they're still viable. So in this position, does Mountain King go clap or bash second?
I would say clap against this many tier 1 units. I don't see Stormbolt being very useful. I think you don't even Stormbolt, period. You just try to get in there, you clap, you let Cloak of Flames burn everything. Yeah.
When we see a Panda coming out second from Starshaped, and I'm wondering if he has to transition into Dryads or Mountain Giants here, right?
Whoa, the Ancient of War.
Oh! What?
That's the one he's researching Moonglaive with.
Do we know what aggro that?
I think he just moved it too close. It wasn't there earlier.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, he did. He rerouted it.
He thinks he's at home everywhere, you know?
You know, that's interesting that aggroed that far away.
Dude, it's not that far.
I'm really surprised. It is far. Yeah, but that's far. I mean, usually, you know, the aggro range of creeps, there's like the gold mine aggro, and then there's regular aggro of creeps. So the gold mine aggro is obviously pretty massive. It's about 1 screen length away, more or less. But the aggro of you know, non-gold 9 creeps is that you basically have to build it right next to them in order to aggro it.
Dude, I was
not right
freaking out, by the way. I have Starshape's vision selected, and then I lost track of the Archmage. I couldn't see it anywhere. I was like, where is his Archmage? But because it's got Cloak of Shadows, it was just cloaked, and then it disappears from the minimap. I was like, what the I'm losing my mind. And then I found it. It was just right there chilling. Oh my god.
Well, we do see Starshape's Expo finish creeping, and that's going to be mining in about 20 or 30 seconds or so.
Clap level 2 is going to be absurd.
Yeah, it's going to demolish all of these tier 1 units. So the question is he going to get any value out of these tier 1 units? And as we see, the Mountain King has not only the Cloak of Flames, but the Greater Mana Potion, which is arguably even a stronger item than Cloak of Flames here.
Hey, Dodonsky with a gifted sub to Soyboy. Thank you very much, Dodonsky. This is actually very clever to play with the Zeppelin here.
Yeah, it kind of feels at this point, when you're Night Elf, you just don't want to fight the human. So doing these hit and runs just feels like the right thing to do.
Deathnote just scanned the expo, by the way, so he knows it's there.
Oh, nice.
I think
that's a really smart scan.
Maybe the best thing, yeah, okay, so he's gonna start a workshop to shut down the Zeppelin with the flying machine. And then he's gonna want to look to attack very soon towards the expo because it's only now started mining properly.
Yeah. And not only that, he can kind of transition into adding a couple mortars into his army with that, with the workshop as well. So it's not just to counter the Zeppelin.
Your building is complete.
And we do see Starshaped is staying on tier 2, so you see the first Dryad is in production with this spell.
Oh, he's gonna get Panda 3. And there's no healing scrolls, like Deathnote can't really afford.
He has a couple priests, but still that Panda 3 is going to do some heavy damage.
Yeah. Especially with the Mana Pendant. You need 2 healing scrolls against the issue.
Oh, I didn't see the Mana Pendant. Oh my gosh. Mana Pendant is so strong on heroes like Panda.
So he gets a flying machine, but it's too late. Like already the Zeppelin has evacuated and there is no plan to even redraw. I mean, he sees the workshop. I think Starshaped pretty much knows.
Yeah, no, the Zeppelin really did its job. Like, from a beginner standpoint, they'll see this and they'll be like, but he didn't do any Zeppelin jobs. He didn't kill the economy at all. But by showing that Zeppelin, even showing that Zeppelin and kind of flying this route, oh, I just tried to ping. By flying that route around the human base, it kind of forced him to stick in his base, and he was able to steal the bottom right creep away from Deathnote, getting that Panda level 3. So that Zeppelin accomplished way more than Starshaped could have hoped. It forced Deathnote to essentially be idle for about 2 minutes or so, which 2 minutes in this game is a very long time.
He's actually going for the town or the keep. Does he let his expo die? No, surely not. By the way,
did he break? No.
There's a freaking tome in the middle of everything. Are you kidding me? I caught the mortar. I might get a sorceress as well. The bounce from the huntresses is killing all the peasants.
Yeah, Starshaped doesn't want to fight. It's kind of like I mentioned earlier about just not wanting to take a fight as Night Elf. You just don't want to lose a unit. So do as much damage as you can. In Starshape's mind, he was saying, okay, I'll trade my expo for your main. That sounds like a pretty good deal for me. But he didn't get the main, so to speak, but he killed, what, probably 4 of the workers. He actually didn't kill as many workers as I thought. He killed about 4 of the workers. Deathnote did a great job. Check out his peasant line right now. They're all red and orange. So Deathnote did a fantastic job of saving a ton of those peasants.
Yeah. That tower, though, definitely needs to repair that.
Yeah, that's important. It might even be worth it to, he does have a lumber mill. It might be worth it in this situation to build 1 guard tower as well to try and stop those kind of tactics. Yeah, he even has a good spot for it, right on the left-hand side there by the main. You could build, between like the blacksmith and the main, you could build a guard tower.
I think he's focused on being more aggressive right now to make sure this hit and run stops.
Yeah, Deathnote really wants to force a fight here. He feels like he has the stronger army, and he wants to try and make use of that.
He has 2 healing scrolls against that Panda, and that Panda doesn't have that much mana, to be honest. Clap at the front. There's... all of the casters are missing, Deathnote! You forgot one control group,
Oh my gosh, that's really bad. So he ends up losing 1 footman, but he gets the clap off. Starshaped throws the heal scroll at to counter that clap. Mountain King is just sitting in the front. He's getting low, but he does have that invul pot. He pops it. He's still sitting there with 2 heals. So Deathnote still has 2 heal scrolls to counter those bucket
He just
fires.
used the first one. He doesn't have that many rifles, to be fair, against a pretty big amount of Dryads. Mountain King being targeted now.
He's gonna need to use those heal scrolls just to save that Mountain King. And he is. He's gonna pop 2 heal scrolls to save that Mountain King.
Well,
And that
for
never
now,
feels
yeah.
good when you have to use, you know, 150 AoE healing just for 1 unit, basically.
He doesn't have boots, so I don't know if he can even get out. The Dryad is about to slow it, in which case Entangle might be able to land.
This is such a chase. And Starshaped did take heavy losses chasing this Mountain King, but he is going to get it, and I think that makes it all worth it. And with that Mountain King kill, the Keeper and the Panda are going to hit 5 and 4 respectively.
And in the meantime, he retook the Expo, so he's sitting pretty now, gets an Entangle on one of these rifles. A bit of running around. He has a
Arcane Tower
TP.
gets a couple dings. Yeah, Starshaped does have a TP, meaning he can play a little bit aggressive. Is the flying machine still on the map? Yeah, it's in the north up there.
I'm surprised Deathnote never went for even +1 attack, by the way. Oh, Maltar gonna get... He keeps forgetting his casters in the back.
Picking off the
Like
mortar.
in a weird position. He needs
Nice
at least
dispels
+1 for rifles, I think.
Yeah.
It's so
Oh,
cheap.
I'm surprised he doesn't have the +1 upgrade.
It's
Those
so
rifles
cheap.
do so much damage. With a +1 rifle upgrade, you can kill a Dryad with like 2 or 3 rifles. It takes 1 or 2 rounds of shots. It's really hard to micro those Dryads away from rifles once you get 2 or 3 of them. But losing those, oh my gosh, he just lost a mortar and 2 rifles in that little exchange. Starshaped is going to be really happy about that. Those units are not going to be easy to replace from Deathnote.
And Starshaped is not even bringing his real army. It's back at home. Like, he was waiting with a whole bunch of Dryads.
Starshaped is playing this kind of like Moon style, where he doesn't want to take a fight. He's doing these hit and runs. He's basically Starshaped is picking the fights.
I think you
know,
mean
Deathnote
Rat
isn't-
style.
Rat style. Where's Corrupt? No, but Starshaped is playing this very smart. He's not taking fights that he's going to lose. So he's picking and choosing his fights wisely, and he's getting those high priority targets really, really well.
61 supply now, yeah. Deathnote's on 49. And he's gonna creep a little more. That's actually gonna bring his Panda closer to level 5. If Starshape's allowed to do this fountain and then do the lab, he's gonna get level 5 and what could be 2 important items.
And this Observer Ward just showed exactly the movement of Deathnote. So Starshaped knows what's happening. And yeah, oh, not only that, he has a Wisp right there too. So Starshaped knows exactly what's going on here. Great scouting here from Starshaped. Really
He lost the
smart
Dryad.
plays. He lost the Dryad to the Dragon.
Yeah.
Well, uncharacteristic.
And he's gonna leave the tome, I can feel it.
How much strength is good on Panda too? Oh no, there he goes.
That's pretty good. So yeah, the lab will give him level 5, but I think
And he gets
he's
the
seeing
Stormwind.
he's seeing Deathnote move out, and his reflex is to immediately get on top of his base and try to be aggressive.
Yeah.
Our gold mine is running
What Starshaped is doing is he's making sure that the position of his army, that he's able to hit Deathnote's main if Deathnote is going to go hit Starshaped's Expo. He's saying, if you're going to go hit my Expo, I'm going to do massive economic advantage to your main, and I'm going to be okay with that trade. Wow, that Observer Ward is so powerful. Starshaped is playing with map hacks right now. This is incredibly strong.
I mean, he could just fight at this point. He's got 80 supply, Dryads.
He's
Are gonna
even
remove, like,
he's
every
still
weapon in
adding
time.
Huntresses to his army too for the DPS. So he's replenishing the Huntresses in his army. He's sitting at 80 food right now, and he did, like I mentioned, yeah, he rebuilt like 5 or 6 Huntresses, which is that's not a normal thing, by the way. Rebuilding those Huntresses. Usually you'll transition into a tier 3 unit, or you'll just stay on mass Dryad and just get 80 food Dryad. So Starshaped likes his Huntresses.
He killed a flying machine.
Panda buying a mana potion. That Panda is going to do some heavy damage. Kind of like that one game yesterday. Look for the Panda to use all of his mana, drop that pendant of energy, use the mana pot, and then pick it back up. And then he's going to have like 3 or 4 more Breath of Fires.
Deathnote has only 1 healing scroll.
And one healing scroll is not going to be enough to counter that, especially Panda level 5 off of that water elemental. Look to see some massive breath of fires here. Oh, and there's one. We're going to see a heal scroll to counter that one.
Yeah, this
Heal
position
scroll
is terrible.
Yeah, this is awful. This is going to be a GG here in about 2 seconds, I think. And Archmage getting focused down. No Dispel on the Entangle. Archmage goes down, and we're going to see a GG from Deathnote here.
Damn, I think if Deathnote actually pulled back over there, like a little bit under where his army is now, and then just waited and somehow got an 80 supply himself, maybe he would have had a chance to win this game, but yeah, this was...
Yeah.
This is really tough against mana pendants, a pendant of energy, a pendant that actually got a mana potion, and Starshaped eventually added stuff of preservation as well here, which is great.
Starshaped, I'll tell you, Starshaped really showed mastery of, you know, positioning your army well.
Of the ratness.
Of the ratness. Oh, and there he goes with the, I don't know if you just saw that, he dropped the pendant, used the mana potion, another breath